every bad habit starts knocking on that door. Angelo, close it early. Get out now! Yo, what's good? I'm up $724 today across all my accounts, bruh, and I almost missed out on this profit because I was gonna close the trade early, but I'm glad I didn't. And we're ending off April with a bang, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? And listen, while everybody was forcing trades Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I was doing nothing. And on purpose, you feel me? Because I was looking at the market. For me not doing nothing, it paid me for today's win. Let me show you guys everything. Now, before I get into this buy on GU, it won't mean anything if you guys don't understand what led up to this trade. So Monday, as you guys know, there was nothing driving price this day. There was no news. It was Fed interest rate week. Tuesday, I didn't do anything because this is a day before FOMC and Powell speaking. Even though I was looking at the market on NQ and ES, I didn't want to force a setup that wasn't there, so I stayed away. And then Wednesday, I wanted all that high impact news to set me up for what happened today. And I want you guys to kind of understand, bro, 3 days of doing nothing isn't 3 days of wasted time. It's 3 days of building the setup that happened today. And most traders don't understand that. So Thursday showed up. Coming into Thursday morning, the first thing that I am looking for is where is price trying to go? Not what does price look like, where is it trying to go? And when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing how there's a previous weekly low right here. And after Asia, we dropped down and we got really close to it. But when I looked at Euro, what did Euro do? We snatched out that previous weekly low right here during London. And then we had a CSD on both pairs. Now when two correlated pairs stop agreeing, one of them is lying. And the one that did not take the low is your buy. So in this case, GU is what I was looking for to trade this morning. So if we took out the previous weekly low, we had a CSD. Where are we actually drawn to? I started to pay attention to the previous weekly high and these highs up here. Because if we look at Euro on that same time frame, you can see how these highs right here, which is around the previous daily high, are relatively equal highs. So now that my draw is clear, and now that everything is lined up according to my process, and smart money is showing me his hand, all I have to do is find my high probable entry. And I'm gonna show you exactly what that is today. So now what I'm paying attention to is this hourly fair value gap right here. I want to see my entry form somewhere inside of here. Now inside of that hourly fair value gap on a 5-minute time frame, you see how this low did not take out this low. But on EU, we're constantly running out those lows. So smart money is showing me their hand once again on the lower time frame, confirming my higher time frame. So after I seen this run up right here, okay, and we started closing above these down close candles, that was my CSD. So this is where I took my entry with my targets at the 7 o'clock high, stops below this low, because this is where the SMT is at. So at this point in time, I'm not hoping, I'm just executing my process, executing based off of my plan that I've done hundreds of times, right? The hard part is finished, you feel me? Waiting patiently the whole week leading up to this trade. Now this part is just pressing the button and letting the process play out. But here's the part nobody talks about. The trade is on, the entry is filled, and then price just stalls. It just sits here, consolidating, not moving. We went from this when I first entered to sitting through this, right? You guys can already understand in this moment psychologically, all your bad habits start trying to lurk in and creep in and try to tell you things. Every bad habit starts knocking on that door. Angelo, close it early. Lock in some profit. It's not working. Something's wrong. It's consolidating. That means it's not going to work. Get out now. It all felt like that. And I'm not going to pretend like I'm some robot that just doesn't feel nothing. The difference between me now and me 2 months ago is I stopped reacting to them. You get what I'm saying? My brain snapped back. I went through a mental checklist. Did price invalidate my setup? No. Did it hit my stop loss? No. Did anything change with the reason of why I entered? No. Right? So I sat still. And y'all be honest with me. How many of y'all would have closed the trade here? Be honest with me, because I used to be this person. And then we started running up and that macro hit. And this is a time where price starts to expand. So if it didn't start expanding here, then it would have got weird. It would have been dookie cheeks. And then once price started moving during that macro, moving towards that previous daily high, I started to move my stop below these lows. Not straight to break even yet. You got to give the trade room to breathe. You got to find that middle ground of giving your trade room to breathe and not wanting to take a bigger loss when it's more high probable to move in your favor if it doesn't come back down here, right? So for me, it was more high probable to move in my favor. But if it did have to come back down here, it makes the trade less probable. So therefore, I would rather take a smaller loss. You get what I'm saying? So you want to find that middle ground. Then we started to expand higher very quickly. I moved my stops to break even as we started to expand towards my target. And then boom, you feel me? My target was hit up here. It went way higher to a 1 to 2.5 or a 1 to 2, but I took it at a 1 to 1.8 risk reward, which is enough. I used to be stubborn and just hold straight for that 1 to 2. But since it's hitting a higher time frame key level, previous weekly high, this high right here, it's always good to take something off because you don't want the price. You don't want to see price come back and hit you out at break even when you were up for the day and you were up at a good amount. You got the lion's portion of the move, and it's gonna really hurt the ego a bit and feel like today was for nothing because I didn't secure something, right? So I made sure I took something. I took it all off, you feel me? And if I didn't take it all off, I would have took something off, all right? Because it's easier to handle the outcome of it hitting you out at break even if you got something. But in the end, if you didn't take anything, let's say if I didn't take anything here and it came back and hit me out at break even, I would have to accept that and walk away after that and not try to scale in, because if I lose after that, if I take a bad trade after that and it doesn't go the way I expected it to, I'm gonna feel some type of way, and it's gonna be harder to step away after that second outcome, right? And it gets even harder the more times you keep trying to hit it, you feel me? So step away when it's easier to step away, and that's after the first outcome, okay? And you know, I'm just glad I did not close my trade here when it was consolidating. And I know for sure a lot of traders would close their trade here because it's consolidating. It feels like you're in a chokehold. Feels like the setup is a failure. It's not gonna work. And all it's doing is just breathing, you feel me? It's not stalling, it's loading up. And the main confirmation to tell me that is when EU ran out these lows here, but GU did not. They're constantly holding lows. So that is reaccumulation. That's time distortion if you know about ICT's concepts. And then price just shot up, bruh. It shot up to the no end of return. And some of you might say I left a lot of money on the table. And if you think that, bro, let me know below if I should have held this. And if you guys think I handled it correctly, I did the right thing, hit that like button. $724 across all my accounts. And here's the real takeaway from this video and from my performance. It wasn't just a $700 day, right? It's proof that my process works. 3 days of sitting on my hands, no news Monday, avoiding the day before the Fed interest rates, avoiding the uncertainty of Wednesday. All of that got me to here. That $724 day. I didn't get lucky at all this week. I just positioned myself to be ready when the right day showed up. And I can say that's why I got through this month really good, because I cut my trade frequency and just focused on high probability setups that I like, that revolves around what my process is. Luck is where you trade every single day, hoping that something works, hoping that you're gonna have a green day, a $150 day. Preparation is when you wait for the setup, you wait for the day that's built specifically for your system and your rules. Payout still available. I'm building the account. Process is working. My head is clear. My execution is clear. And this is what trading looks like. Okay, not a green day every day chasing a payout. My patience and my discipline, bro, it built these results. Every day that I didn't trade, every day that I saw the price action and I sat out, it set me up for today. And that is the job, bro. Your losses and the days that you sit out will pay for tomorrow's win. It will pay for next week's win. And it will pay for all the withdrawals that we get. Boy, let's go, man. You know what I'm talking about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. I'm gonna cut it short. Hope you guys have been having a good week so far. Let me know below if you have. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. I'm out.